talk about?
No, not really. I'm just going to be on the sidelines. Okay, let Jerry do the
Professor
talking.
Omar,
Yeah.
streaming live from Long Island, New York, and
Hello, everyone.
upstate New York, coming to you live on Friday after the market close. I'm having internet woes. I think I'm frozen. Was
Yeah,
I frozen,
just
Dr. J? I know I saw my mouth wasn't moving when my lips were clearly.
that's the way you talk.
Yeah, probably. Kind of like
Like puppet.
yeah, like a puppet.
You missed instead of being a professor, you should have been a ventriloquist.
I think I am a ventriloquist.
Well, certainly everything that comes
Sean
out of my mouth is from you.
is with us today. Aaron is with us today.
Oh, I got the whole gang. That's good.
Everybody wants us to chart Bcrx. We'll do that.
Okay.
Everyone's excited.
Everybody likes that one.
Everyone's excited that
Can't blame them.
WSB guys are now jumping into Bcrx, and I think it was really took off because of the Bank of America analyst who said, "Oh, there were 20 mentions of Bcrx on the WSB Reddit board. Therefore, it might be the next GME AMC." And the people heard that was enough for at least a point today.
Yeah,
Point.
that brought it up all the way to 15 change.
Well, otherwise, it might have been a down day for Bcrx. Instead, we got some juice. We got a little juice. Cabinet guys here from Green Mountain State. And Sean is saying CVM is playing ping pong. Well, you have Gert pumping it with tweets again. Yeah,
Oh
Chris.
boy, yeah, I want to talk about that one today for sure.
We'll talk about it. Why not? Chris is with us from I'm not sure where, but I know he's a St. Louis Cardinal fan. Always forget the state. He's not from Missouri, but he's still a St. Louis Cardinal fan. Dan A is with us.
Yes, so did I.
Yeah, I have not jumped back into Novus. I have a position only in SAVA, the only Alzheimer's drug stock that Dr. J owns. But we'll chart a Novus. Kamal is with us today.
Hello, Kamal.
Aaron Dondi's PSYD, Doctor of Psychology. Psychologically speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Psychologically speaking, I can't buy CVM. It's had a psychological block against it.
25 is an interesting number because we keep. This is one of the reasons we have to chart it because that range keeps changing.
Can we chart a pot stock? Why not?
Pot. Okay, I'll write it down.
Jota.
Dr. J the Goat.
Thank you very much, Jota. Andrew's with us today. Oh, let's do it. Let's do Tandem. Write it down.
Oh yeah, because he was talking about that the last time about whether or not at least a range around the 90s might be worthwhile.
I'm back in Tandem from I think I bought an 80 even, looking for 100.
Oh, you went back in?
Yeah, man.
Oh wow, okay. I avoided that one after it came off 100.
You got a Red Sox fan. Tom is a Red Sox fan. Yeah, cabinet guy is.
I don't understand all this.
Well, if you live in Boston, you're usually a Red Sox fan. Tom Markham is a Red Sox fan. Cabinet guy is in Vermont. Vermont is pretty close. Or filter out the Red Sox fans.
Well, I'd have to filter you out too, right?
Kronos had a good day. Maybe we should give that a look. Well, maybe
okay, we can do pot too. We've been promising everything else.
All right, so look, we could look at Kronos and SNDL.
We'll do some pot, we'll do electric vehicles, and we'll do some Alzheimer's drugs.
We have a Miami Marlins fan. Why not?
Oh boy,
We have a
this is going to be the forum for everybody to argue for their favorite teams when everybody
Yeah.
knows the Mets are going to do it.
The Mets winning without their players. Everybody's hurt. They're winning every
Oh,
game.
see, they're so good. Their AAA team could do stuff. Not a lot,
I
but stuff.
think they should play their AAA team. Forget the regular team. The guy they paid $40 million a year for, batting
You're going to put your
188.
Yankee hat back on, Dr. Jim.
188 is not a good number in baseball. I don't know if you follow. 40 million a year, you expect more than 188. That's not too good. Lindor's getting booed every time now.
Okay.
CVM calls in case NWBO explodes.
And you're thinking that you might get a sympathy play.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Let's get to work.
Sounds good. Let's get rid of that.
Anyone you want us to
that Greek, all of that Greek stuff on our screen before we start charting.
The guru chartist. Is there anything you want us to chart?
Kevin, the guy's buying stock in the stocks.
That's Omar. You have a
Jerry, yes. No, not really something.
I'm going to start the
specific.
Dow and S&P. Start with the macro stuff.
There is some echo, Dr. J. I cannot hear you very well. So.
Oh.
Say it again.
I'm going to chart S&P 500 and Dow. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
You have to get rid of that. I can hear you fine. Can you get rid of the all that Greek stuff that Aaron Donde Psyche D is putting on here?
We have another request.
All this Greek stuff covering. There we go. We have our guest, Dr. Omar. We want to make sure that everybody can see him.
Okay. Here we go.
Good.
All right.
We have a Zoom channel on the Dow Jones Industrial Average that started way back. It started like in right around here, right around 924.20. So we have almost a year of going straight up on the Dow. Actually, more than that. This has been a phenomenal market, but look at how it stayed in this channel for some time now. Nothing can seem to get it out of that channel, which is a long time to be in section ascent. We've been in this channel a long time. I didn't quite go back far enough to see how long, but since September at least, figure at least a year, we've been going nothing but straight up within the channel. Any dip we have is to the bottom end of the channel. Incredible Dow Jones Industrial Average. And it still looks like it's got more to go. You want to comment on this chart, Professor?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it just bounced back from the 50 moving average. But the thing is that the bounce is not very convincing. I don't see it going higher before going, going a little bit down first. Even if it goes like this and it makes new high, then we're gonna go lower even. So,
really?
These kind of things usually, if it does not behave as it's supposed to, and the opposite is going to happen. So if we go from here and we make new highs, chances are that we're gonna go lower right after making new highs.
I want to point one thing out. The 50-day moving average is really not support. It's really the bottom of this channel that's true support. It goes through to 50 like it's not.
Absolutely, but the only problem here is that the way it's bouncing is not very, very strong. And usually at the 50, the bounce, is supposed to be stronger than what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
You see the thing, how it's flattening the way it's going up.
It looks like the concavity is down.
Yeah, it's not going straight up. So
Yeah,
it's
right now it's forming it looks like it's forming a top.
yeah, it's like a round somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean
The
that's all well and good, but it does appear to me that it will close this gap and probably make new highs before it takes out this low. So the low that it put in 2 weeks ago of 33,473 looks like it has integrity until we go higher than 35,091, in my opinion. It may take us a while to get there because it's certainly not flying up. So it might, if it stays within the channel, it might take as long as, like all the way out here to about June, June 22nd or further before it actually makes that new high. But I think, in other words, I think it's very range bound. That's the bottom line. I think we're very range bound now within this
Yeah.
channel. I don't think we're going to hit the bottom or the top too soon. It's going to take a while. You'll see this oscillation maybe between 30 between 33,473 and the top of the well, all right, let's
channel.
call it let's call it the high up here, 35,091. I think we'll see that trading range till it takes out 35,091, maybe longer than it appears, because it could do it tomorrow. It's close enough, but I think it's going to take a while. That's just what I think. It's going to take a while before new highs are made, and then I don't think they'll be convincing new highs. I think they'll be, maybe a couple of percentage points higher than the old one, and then again a correction. But the correction may not take us down below the bottom of this channel. If it clearly breaks the bottom of this channel, then you got problems, because this channel has had integrity for over a year, pretty much. Let's go
The
back
channel.
again.
Yeah, I see.
Let's go back again. It did break the bottom of the channel briefly back here, but it never really left it. It touched it.
was that
It
November?
touched it.
Wow.
Yeah, but it still touched it. There was a touch of that channel. And let's go further. Look how far back that channel has had tremendous integrity. So it did break it once, and it was saved by the 200. But I'm going back a long time. That channel is still good. Over here, it left the channel briefly to the upside, but it comes right back into that channel. Look how long. That channel has been good for
You could argue,
long time.
Dr. G, you could argue the other way, because the channel is so long that it's due for a correction.
Yes.
Nothing goes forever like this. So
Yes.
A reversion
Yes.
to the mean kind of argument.
No, it's simply that if and when it does break out that channel, it could be problems. But it could be serious problems. I agree. But the thing is, right now, it doesn't show any sign of it just yet. I think new highs first within the channel. So the new high might take till the end of the month, June 22nd, 23rd. That's how I see that picture.
From my reading is that, again, if it makes new highs right directly like this, chances is that we're going to make new lows. I mean, we're going to go lower than 33,473. It depends how it's going to make the new high. If we get close to the high, then we make a retracement for 3-5 days, then we're going to have a substantial advance, probably 5-10%, even more. Then it's going to be a robust upside. Otherwise, it's going to be very shaky.
I think all is well unless we actually make a clean break of this downward channel. That's the bottom line. They're still very much in control. The bulls are in control unless it breaks this channel. That's how I see it on Dow. The S&P, I think the S&P is very close to new high.
It's pretty much the same.
Right?
I would imagine.
I'm looking at trying to load this sucker. Today was very flat for the averages. I don't know, I always seem to get internet woes around this time of day. 4 o'clock is the worst. Okay. So I just drew a line through the top of the high of the day, and notice it has a few touches, goes right through the middle of this candle here and this candle. It's very close to a new high. It would be hard to imagine that it doesn't make it. It looks to me like the S&P should make the new high before the Dow. That's just how it looks. I didn't
It's
bother
a little
drawing.
stronger. Yeah.
What's that?
It's a little stronger than the Dow. Yeah.
Yeah, a little stronger. Definitely. But also nothing to write home about. Since the reversal, it really hasn't soared. It's creeping back. But then again, it wasn't much of a pullback either. So a lot of nothing. It's basically a lot of nothing over the last month on the S&P. We've been up.
Absolutely, and it could continue like this, a lot of nothing for some time. You get like 5% correction. A lot of people are missing, afraid of missing out. They get in, and then there is not substantial buy-in to push it a lot higher. So it's a lot of hesitation, around here.
Yes, I mean, back here on April 29th, a month ago, we were just where we are today. So the low is if it never happened, and basically we're near the highs, just like we were a month ago. Nothing much has happened in the last month. If you went on vacation on the 29th of April and came home today, you would have thought nothing happened, right? You didn't miss it. It's like a baseball game, 0-0 in the first inning, and if it's 0-0 in the ninth, you figure you didn't miss anything. Is that a good analogy? I guess so.
Fine with me. I was actually at that game on Monday.
Maybe in baseball. Maybe in baseball, Jerry, not in soccer.
Not in soccer.
Tiger would have missed a lot of
in soccer, that's the whole game.
Not in soccer, Professor Omar says. Not in soccer.
Yeah.
What have we got here? Bcrx Pharmaceuticals. I tweeted before the market opened.
I heard of this company.
About the BOFA analyst saying that this could be the next biggie on WSB. And that was enough to propel it to new highs today. It's got a beautiful ascending trend line, and it's just continuing to do better than I thought it would do. I expected 15 to 18. Well, 15 to 18 is where it is now, but I expected this 3 months from now, just before the next earnings report. So it's ahead of my schedule, which I'm happy about, I suppose.
Yeah, that buy-in opportunity that we were hoping for at around 12 never materialized, 12 and a half never materialized.
Yeah, this one is it's definitely zooming. It broke the high back here, and it's continuing. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal stock. It broke the 1424 easily. Phenomenal mover, one of the better biotechs to be in and to have been in. We've been in this one since 3.5. When I called the bottom, I called the bottom at 3:30. Yeah, of course we've been in and out so many times it's dizzying. I never really got out, but I've been playing with my shares, call options, writing.
Yeah, I don't even think I have any of my 350, my cheap ones left.
Yeah, what I did yesterday is I rolled over some of my June calls into July, which I think was good. Considering the upward momentum, I'm not out of anything, and I get to keep my shares long.
Gotcha.
That's all I did. Let it ride. Let the WSB kiddies have a good time with this one. Let it go to infinity. What do I care? You see, I would never buy WSB
as long as you keep some of it, it can go to infinity.
Go to infinity. I never would buy a WSB stock just because it's a WSB stock. But if I already have a sizable position in it, I have nothing against the WSB guys jumping on board. That's how I feel about it. I'll take advantage of it.
So we should just keep an eye out if they start talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, we went over fundamentals the other day. PNH is coming, and Oladeo sales should go up, and
yeah, certainly the next quarter earnings should really be a catalyst.
Galidesivir, Paramivir, the antiviral stuff is being stockpiled by the government, and what else? I don't know. We've been over the fundamentals a million times.
Right.
The picture says 1,000 words, and that picture is up. So it's a good stock to be in. Arjun said to me yesterday, it's the only stock we need to be in, period.
Okay, fine.
Simple.
Statement.
We don't need any.
A lot of buzz about CVM right now also, so we can do that one next since we're on the subject.
Why not?
Because, you can see it, we're all impatient.
Yeah, well, with CVM, I might have 100 shares left somewhere in my wife's account. I didn't look. I have 13 left. I don't like the candle it put in today. We never like those kind of candles, do we?
Right, those low dojis. What do you call it? Yeah. What do you call those graveyards?
Gravestone dojis. We never like them, especially when there's a long upper shadow like that. Those are yucky candles.
Yeah, what I was saying before was that the range looked like, at first the range looked like from 19 to 27. And now the range looks like maybe 19.5 to 23.5.
Well, the good news is, did it break the 21? Yeah, it broke 2160, so it filled the gap today. It was a little gap, I think. Yeah,
right.
Tiny gap. Really not insignificant anyway. But
so what do you think that Doji's telling us going forward?
Doji is telling us buy Dogecoin. No, the Doji. the Doji is telling us this particular candle occurred in an insignificant location. It's just hesitation, confusion, the bulls and the bears not quite knowing what to do on this one. So it's telling us a lot, but it's not telling us too much. Is that a good way out of answering that question?
Yes, that was sufficiently evasive.
Now, you want to build a case for a cup and handle, you could do that. You could say we have the cup portion forming right here, and we're going to complete that all the way up to 2742.
Oh, from your mouth to God's ear, Dr. J.
Pull back to 25 for the handle, and then zoom up to 40. That's if you have good imagination.
Yeah,
But it does look like. I like the cup and handle pattern only if it's coming from, only if there was a downtrend only if it's an uptrend rather before it begins. So we have the uptrend. I don't like them when they're a continuation pattern. I like them. I mean, I don't like them as a reversal pattern. I like them as a continuation pattern. So we're continuing. We're pulling back to form the cup, then we continue on with the rally. What do you think of this possibility, Professor Omar? Cup and handle forming?
It's a very difficult chart to read because of that big candle there. It just makes it almost like you can see everything you want. I mean, it's still an uptrend chart, definitely. It's not very bad. That's the only thing I can say about it.
Do you see what I mean about the cup and handle starting?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's not complete. We have to get to the top of the 2784.
yeah.
That's right.
And by the time you get there,
I know. I've been waiting a long time for that.
yeah, it's very far. So
I mean, you could easily get a run to 3540 off of the cup and handle if it completes.
Dr. J, you used to tell me that you liked your cups and handles more round.
This is pretty round. It's round, it's not perfect, but it's pretty round.
Okay.
it's not a clear cut chart. It's not something it's a lot of garbage. That's what I can say. This is one of those charts you don't want to even look at it.
I look at this one as being more likely to go up from here than to go down. That's how I see it.
Yes, the moving averages are that's what they say. You look, they bounced from the 200, then now it's bouncing back from the 50. It stays up, yeah, definitely, but it could just go like this for for a long time.
It could.
Right. I was just trying to call the bounds on that because, like I said, I thought the bounds the upper bound was 27. But it looks like the upper bound might be closer to 23.5.
Look at this high all the way back there. It's essentially challenged that high. And that's the key that it's got to take out. It may not be able to take this out until data possible. Everyone's waiting on a study that began in 2011, a 10-year study on head and neck cancer. We got a triple top here, Professor Omar. Triple top, right at the top of the cup and handle. Triple top.
Yeah, that makes it a very strong support.
With resistance.
When it gets there.
Very strong resistance to begin with.
It's a strong resistance until it becomes a strong support.
Correct.
Which one are you talking about? Hold on. The 17.
Talking about this top line right here.
I don't know.
It hits a couple times.
I was looking at the ones before. You have them at 17. So you see that area. It's cluttered a lot. You see it used to be support before that big candle, and now it's acting like support. That's what I was talking about. But
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it works, right?
This chart is not for me.
Professor Stark, what did you think of Gert Kirsten's tweet the other day? Did you read it?
He seems to be pretty aggressively fighting the naysayers.
Yeah. He said that the data lock didn't begin until December. So we're effectively 6 months deep into the statistical analysis, and it'll end when it ends. And that's basically his message.
Well, like you said, it's still a crapshoot.
Yeah.
But
see, I would have thought that he wouldn't have waited for a complete statistical analysis, and we just would have gone with top line data, but he chose to go this slower route. I don't know why.
Yeah. He's either slow playing it or he's hiding bad news.
I don't know. But he
I'm
doesn't
hoping he's slow playing it. That's all.
he
We've
doesn't
we've
know.
seen it in poker.
He repeats over and over again. He has no idea what the results are.
Right. Well, that's why I was looking for the top of that range.
Yeah.
Oh, Sundial. Okay.
You see. Anyways, you see, Dr. J, if you go back to February 21, right? And then you got the April 30. You get those two tops there. If you draw a line from those two tops, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Just a straight
Are
line.
you still on CVM?
No, I'm sorry. I'm still in CVM. Yes, talking about CVM. Sorry about that, but
It's okay.
I'm completely
Can
off.
we move, if we don't move on, we're going to
I
wind
don't
up talking about
because
this
I don't
stuff
see very well.
the whole night. Sundial growers, they had a tremendous run to the moon, as Jiggly often says. And then we got bogged down at the 200, where we got tremendous support at around 65 cents. And we're coming up from that significantly. This represents a 50% move. The high today, $1.04, is at least a 50% move, if not more, from these lows at the 200-day. We've been stopped by the 100-day. We had a negative cross of the 50 with the 100. But this stop at the 100 shows you that, as it did back here, that this could be significant resistance. The 100 is serving as resistance. I don't have to draw any trend lines at all on this one.
Right.
So let it take out the 100, and I'll be interested. Until
Yeah,
then,
then we could talk.
I think we could see a lot of back and forth, to and fro. Kronos had a good day today.
Kronos. Well, did you say it did? I wasn't on
Somebody,
Kronos.
somebody wanted Kronos.
Yeah, somebody did want Kronos.
It did have a good day today. Must have been on news. Broke the 50. Broke the high going back to the 28th of April, I guess. 28th of April, the high was 851. Took that out rather easily. Well, you know what I like to do? I don't know what the news was. It's propelled it today. But I'd like to say we're going to get the retreat back halfway down the body of that green candle.
Right.
We want to buy it. Don't chase it. Buy it halfway down. Buy it right about 835, right about there. Maybe a little higher. Maybe 850. So I think you can get a 50-cent retracement. You don't have to chase this one. I wouldn't. I would look for to enter at 850, which should, or a little bit above that, because that should serve as support. New support should be 850 if this run is meaningful. If it's not meaningful, it'll come back down from where it started. But something's propelled it, and let's hope that something keeps it going. Again, I didn't check the news. I have no idea. Kronos is a wonderful pot stock in that you have the board of MO.
It's going up in sympathy. The headline is that Canadian cannabis plays, including Kronos, surge as analysts weigh in on Hexo's acquisition. I don't know what Hexo is.
Hexo is another pot.
Well, I guess so. It's a sympathy. It's a sympathy move, but I didn't see the same thing in Tilray.
Well, the nice thing about Kronos is they're 51% owned by MO, and they're basically they're running things pretty much. So Altria is running things here.
Okay,
So
yeah, but they didn't go up in sympathy the way.
I'm not sure. Altria is Philip Morris or are they Marlboro? What is Altria? Philip Morris or Marlboro? MO.
It's the same.
I'm not a cigarette guy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Marlboro, I think.
Marlboro? Okay.
Yeah,
That's Philip Morris.
It's Philip Morris?
Yes.
is it? Whatever.
I see. I didn't know. Okay.
Right. Kronos has the tobacco behind it.
Uh-huh. I mean, XII is interesting to look at in that they're both tobacco and pot.
XXII.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of our audience got rich on that one.
We looked at that the other day. You know, XII is one that we look at from time to time.
Yeah, it's actually down now, actually pretty big today.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually a very ugly looking chart.
Yeah, it broke. Yeah, this is a very significant down candle. Closed at the low too, 450. And it comes after a big rally. I hate these big candles, big red candles when they come after a nice rally. This is a pattern that both Professor Omar and I jump on to sell. Right, Professor Omar? You have 10 or more candles going up, and you get that big red candle. That's very
It's like
bad.
someone's waking up.
Professor Omar, you want to talk about this one?
What is the? I'm sorry. What is the symbol?
This is
because they can't
this is a
see very
tobacco
well.
that supposedly is a little more lighter on the bad effects.
That's XXR.
XXII.
II.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very low nicotine cigarette.
Was it low nicotine or low tar?
Very low nicotine.
Low nicotine.
Yeah. The chart is not a reversal. I mean, for one day, you have to wait a second day to. I mean, there has to be a follow through. Usually, when you have a very strong red day like this, it's a red flag. Obviously, if you have a second day that's going down,
Isn't this
this
the pattern?
strong.
Wait, let me just stop you for a second. Isn't this the pattern where you published in Stocks and Commodities magazine that this pattern is enough without the second candle, without the confirmation candle?
No, there is a confirmation candle. That's the
All right.
usually. Yeah.
To me, if you get a big red candle like this after 12 days straight up, it's enough for me to sell. For me. I don't need the confirmation on that. That's for me. I mean, you're right. The right way to do it is to get the confirmation candle, but I often don't.
I don't know what's the news or the.
It doesn't matter. The confirmation. Let's say you get the confirmation candle, then you're selling it for 4 instead of 450.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
I'm out.
It's a good decision. It's a very good decision to get out as well. So,
personally, I'm out on a candle like this.
Well, have you ever been into this one, Dr. J? I never touched this one.
I've been in it several times.
So have you really played this one? I mean, people have been talking about it with us for about 6 months at least.
I made money on it and I lost money on it, both. What's next?
We should do what we said we were going to do, which is the electric cars.
All right.
yeah.
At least for the next 10 minutes or so, because we did advertise that.
This is not what I wanted to quote. What I wanted to shot, so I don't know what went wrong. What I wanted shot is Ford.
Ford, right? People are very happy that they got into Ford, and I can't say I blame them.
Beautiful, beautiful run. Beautiful run. From the trend line, which is really the 100.
Ever since Biden hopped into that F-150.
From a low of 1128, it made a high of 1505. That's 40% in just a couple of weeks. It's a nice run. But
Nice,
for
man. Hopefully you got a mortgage.
for a stodgy old automobile company like Ford, it's a beautiful run. They went from they went up to 60 billion in market cap. I think they were more like 45 billion before. So nice run. Nice run. And basically, I think the E150 propelled it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, once Biden got into it and drove away, really fast, and they said it could last X number of hours, which is good, X hundred numbers of miles. So yeah, it looks like a nice entry.
With enough juice to power your house for 3 days, something like that.
Yeah, they were touting it, but I think they're still. I'm not sure if it's production ready yet. I think it was more of a prototype. Nonetheless, at least it's where they're headed.
I think it's in production.
Really?
I believe so.
Well, maybe someone from our audience knows.
I'm not a truck buyer, so I don't.
Right. Many of the people who were sort of touting Workhorse was saying that Workhorse was more ready than Ford was in terms of actually having a real product. But I think, like you said, it could very well just be a bunch of sour grapes.
I think they're in production.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Did you want to do Churchill before we go to the Chinese place?
Sure. And Tesla.
Tesla's American too, right?
Let's keep in mind this chart in your head. And based on the charts, I'm going to ask you and Professor Omar, which of the car companies they would buy right now? Right now. What you want to make a comment on this chart, Professor Omar?
Yeah, we talked sometime before about Nio. I think if there is one car company I would buy, probably would be that one. Not yet. Again, it's just wait 2 or 3 days. It's very important. There are levels that are extremely important. Of course, the Ford chart is absolutely it's great.
Do you think there's a probability of filling that gap? Either of you?
I think more than that. I think there's a probability that it trades down to this level at 1350.
Okay. Maybe an opportunity to get back in there. Or to get in.
The thing, probably the best way to get in is to wait until the 20 days moving average catches up the price. It will. That would be a good entry point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Again, my entry point would be right about the middle of this candle, right about 13.
Yeah, which would be around the same spot.
1350. It's also the high of the day here. Very significant.
Yeah, absolutely. 1350, 1370. It would be great there because you have the high of the previous pivot is at 1362. Usually it's going to act as a strong support there. Yeah, just like where you had the bar, the line there. Yes, it's going to act as a strong support there.
I just drew the 1362 line in.
Yeah.
So I agree. If it pulls back to this 1362 area, that's a good time to get in. All right, CSIV. I don't think at this point there are too many stocks worth chasing.
Yeah, this one was sort of disappointing since I got in around around 20-ish. Maybe a little bit higher, 24.
Like it was going to make a move and it got repelled as it neared the 50. The 9 day is acting as support, good support. So it dropped back to the 9 day, and I think we're going to get a cross of the 9 with the 50, and I think we're going to run up to the 100. I see this one going to 2450. That's my near-term target is 2450 on this Churchill Capital.
Okay.
I'm not going to waste too much time because I want to look at a few others.
Yeah, you wanted to do Tesla and Nio.
Yeah. By the way, I just for the record, I own Tesla, I own Nio, I own XPEV, I own CSIM. I own these, every one of them except Ford. I don't
You
own
don't own Ford
Ford.
yet.
Yeah.
All right,
I
Kevin, okay,
used to
when we roll
own,
back around to
I no
pharmaceuticals.
longer own
I mean,
GM
actually,
either.
it is.
Tesla, man. In Tesla. And we've come out of that downward channel, come out of that over the last 2 weeks. But again, upward authority, as Omar, Professor Omar indicates that these rebounds are not very strong. Nevertheless,
the Tesla rebound is quite okay. The where is that? Let me check.
He's building the channel to show that we're busting out of it.
yeah, we're busting out of the channel. And we are forming a new trend line, which is a pretty sharp slope. So new trend line over the last two weeks has been pretty strong. So looking good, but it's too early to tell, but it's looking good. Does it continue to follow the downward trajectory, or is it really making a new run? It's very early in the run to be sure. But I like it. I like it. I like it for the short term. I also like it for the long term, even though it has a 600 billion market cap, which is 10 times that of Ford. Yeah, you have any comments on this chart or about Tesla's market cap or anything of that nature? Where do you
the
think
chart is not very bad. The chart is not very bad, but that's all I can say. I mean, it's not ugly.
Would you be a long-term holder of Tesla stock? Would you be in it for the long term?
I wouldn't. No.
You wouldn't.
No.
What about you?
I'm skeptic just because of the from I don't know, 5 years, probably 10 years is not gonna dominate the market because a lot of automakers are competing and there's a stiff competition. So yeah, when it was new, it's fine. I mean, they had everything. They had a monopoly. Right now, it's fading. It's fading away.
But the Teslas at least are on they're on the road and they're being driven around. So there's no reason to call it. It's not like a fly by night like some of these others, in that they have a real product that's doing real stuff. Just a question of my only concern is that the multiple there is not like a car company multiple.
Exactly.
Well, they're more than a car company. They're a battery play, an energy play, and so on.
Well, so will Ford be at some point. So will Volkswagen at some point.
Exactly.
But the only problem is that over the last number of decades, car companies aren't really the place to see people get rich.
Keep in mind the chart of Tesla, how it's busted out of that downward channel. We're gonna give our opinion. Which one do I want to own now? Tesla, Ford, CSIM, XPEV, or Nio. So that's the biggie. The opinion on which one to own now. Let's look at Nio. Nio has been on the move.
It looks very, very similar to the Tesla.
Yeah.
Just that the recovery seems a bit more established.
Oh, much, because it's not only is it formed a new trend line, it's pulling away from that trend line now. It's looking very interesting. Very interesting.
Yes, it is. And
Is this one yours? Do you have this one, Omar?
yeah, we talked about this before already, and if you look, actually, the best thing about this chart is the weekly chart, right, Dr. J? And the weekly chart,
I'm going to show it.
yeah, the weekly chart is bouncing right off the 50 days moving average, and it's very strong. Um, I mean, I would wait until the price prints 41.50 to consider going in. If as long as the price doesn't print at least 51.50, I wouldn't. That's
You're
my
talking about the high of this candle,
the high
43.
of exactly.
You
It needs
mean
to break down.
43.22 is what you're looking at.
That one would
One-
be the ideal. But
Yeah.
if you are anxious to get in, I would wait for 41.50 at least.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, what was the high of this candle? Let's say the high of this candle was 39.76. If you're really anxious to get in, I'd wait for the break of the high of this week.
Yes,
Or,
which one?
39.76, the high of this week.
No, not the high of the red candle.
Truthfully, I would also get in on a pullback. I like this one enough.
Yeah. Well, that's if we even see a pullback.
Different way of playing it all, Professor Omar. Get in the middle of this weekly. Look for the reversion back to 36 and change to get in. I don't think it's showing great weakness if it comes back to that. So depends on how you want to play it. And also the technology allows for battery swapping, which is very interesting to me. Tesla talked about doing that at one time, but they're going the charging route, charging the batteries. And this company is building a network of gas stations that'll swap it for you, or former gas stations, whatever you want to call it. So I really like NIO personally. I like it. I like not only the chart, I like the fundamentals. I think
Are they doing their own batteries, or does somebody do batteries for them?
I don't know they're not making their own, I don't think. Is that the question? I don't think they are.
Yes. Because Tesla, at least if it's not, is going to.
Yeah. But NIO is a beautiful car, a luxury brand, and I like the concept of battery swapping. And they have a $60 billion market cap, which is same as Ford, but their potential audience is a lot greater than Ford's. China outpopulates us, so to speak, by a significant number.
Because even if you're one in a million guy, there's 1,000 people just like you.
To really grow, you have to sell in China, whether you're Tesla or NIO. NIO has the advantage of being in China.
Absolutely.
Oh, now you're gonna do XPEV next, right?
Yeah.
There was one mentioned. We don't have to show the chart. What was the story with Li? Li?
It's another Chinese automaker. There's a few of them.
So there's nothing outstanding about them in terms of discussion.
All
right. In the meantime, you should get off of the weekly now on this one.
Okay.
It's not bad.
I want to shrink this chart a little bit. I get off the weekly, all right. But let's take a quick look at the weekly.
Okay, yeah.
It had a very nice candle, turnaround candle back 3 weeks ago, and we've been up solid green since. Let's look at the daily and try to look at it more reasonable view.
Yeah.
Okay. Better.
This is LI, right? No, XPEV.
This is XPEV. So
LI too is,
even this one has an even more pronounced recovery.
yeah.
Yes. Very nice recovery.
LI is even better. The Lee.
Really?
But yeah, because it's a reversal there.
The trend line is very sharp on this one too. It's a V-shaped, total V-shaped recovery. And all we got to do is take out this candle. Take out the 33.59. And I think we're good to go.
Yep.
We completely undo the last down cycle.
It's good.
You see that? If it takes this out, it completely reverses the downtrend.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very close. We were very close to that today. We backed off a little. So it may take a little while, but I like XPEV, I like NIO, I like Tesla, I like Ford, and I like CSID. Which do I like the most? Let's put it to a vote. You got to pick one of those five.
What we believe Dr. J likes the most.
No,
I'm going to say.
I'm voting last. What do you go first, Professor Spike?
For myself or for you? Am I guessing about you?
No, for you.
For me, once that Ford goes back, I think I'm going to get back in because it's also an investment.
All right, so you would go with Ford out of those five. What about you, Professor Omar?
Yeah, I would split between NIO and Ford.
You got to pick one. You can't pick two.
Only one. Ford is clear in a clear uptrend, so we always go with the one that makes new highs. That's a rule. So yeah, I would go with the Ford.
All right, I will go with NIO. I believe in the company. I believe in its long term.
I knew you were going to say that.
So NIO is my top pick, and Ford is the Professor Spike and Professor Omar. How about our watchers today? What's their opinion?
Actually, they're all talking about ADAP.
ADAP.
Sean John says NIO.
NIO agrees with me. I wanted to look at VBIV and then we end.
Okay.
I doubled my position in it today. True, it wasn't a very large position, but I still doubled it. And why? Because it clearly took out the high of last week. And I feel it can go. Yeah, backed off today to finish negative. When I bought it at 330.
What were you saying? You said if this thing busted 3 1/4, you thought it was off to the races, right? Or did you say 350?
A close above 3. No, I said a close above 330. I'm going to go whole hog into it, and I still will. Let it close above 330. I'll double my position again. I really like this one. The chart is shaping up. It's just got to take that out. With a close above, I want to see a close above 330. This is 334. This is 328, the old high. So the 328 high, I want to see a close above that, above 328. I thought it would do it today. That's why I bought at 330, but it didn't do it. Yeah, it fell back. So I'm waiting for a close above 328 to jump in.
It did yesterday, right?
No, it didn't close above 328.
No, not yet.
Yes, it closed at 329.
Oh, did it?
That's what I have mine. Yeah. I think it's very good there. The
Close.
through
Yeah, 329.
three should provide a very good support there. 3 sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this thing's been hanging around 3 forever.
And the
Yeah,
9
3.
days are about to cross the
Yeah, the 9 days moving, which is good news.
yeah, the 9 days crossing the 200, whatever that is, 200. Yeah.
It is 200.
My price average has been 3 on this guy forever.
Yeah, I really like it now. I didn't realize it closed above 328, so I think I'm going to buy more even.
It's
It's looking good.
Dr. J, before you go off, we did promise Tandem, and a couple people asked for Dermatech.
All right. I'm a sucker.
And SAVA, of course. I know it takes us a little over our hour, but
Tandem broke the 50 and said, uh-oh, and fell back, which I don't like. I don't like when a stock reacts that way. So that alone upset me because it also had 2 other tries recently and failed. But what I do like is the sharp U-turn on the 9 day. When it crosses that 50, might give it a little shot, a little boost that it needs to get to 100. I personally bought it at 80. I'm looking for this to hold, 81. This candle to hold, this bottom to hold. If it doesn't, I'm just going to abort my trade. So let me show you where my bottom line is.
it is actually a smart move to get in on, isn't it?
Yeah, I got in at 80. So if it crosses,
This means you've been paying attention to this, even though we've sort of stopped talking about it.
if it goes to 81, I'm probably out. That's where I am on Tandem. It's a swing trade, looking for 100. Actually,
so what do you think the top end is?
I'm really looking for 96. But,
Wow,
okay.
okay.
I'll say 100.
That's wishful thinking, Dr.
Well,
J.
100 used to be what we talked about months ago, but I don't think 100's happening anymore. Not for a while.
Maybe not.
It's in the downtrend, so.
Yeah.
It was flying high for a little while.
SAVA is looking good. Nothing wrong with it. I think you buy right where it is.
Well, I liked it that the 9 day came back up.
It's taken out some key resistance. It's on the move. I think this could easily challenge some higher numbers. Certainly take this out. 65. I think 60. If you're in it for a swing, I think 65 is good. It's just below that. But I'm in it I'm not swinging this one. I kind of like this one.
No, this is for when they finally come through with something.
Yeah, I'm probably not swinging it. I'm keeping it. AD drug stocks are hot, and I think I'm going to look to get back into an Ovis. I'm not sure when. I'm in SAVA. Let's take a look at an Ovis.
Yeah, I came back. I've been nibbling since 50.
Yeah.
That's what they said the offering was.
Yeah. 50 was but it always goes below that.
Does it? Hey, you should have told me that. You should have told me that yesterday.
I I've been telling everybody that all along on this show.
No, I know. I think
The
I
heat
listened to
stack to the oil is usually below. It found support at the 9 today and it bounced off of it. That's
Yeah.
good. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. You know, in a downward market, if we get any kind of correction in biotechs, you're going to see a fill of this gap, though. It's a nasty gap.
And it's
26.40.
about halfway on that green candle, which is good.
I mean, you could see this could be sliced in half too, just as easily as. I wouldn't be shocked. So it's the AD drugs are going to take you for a ride in both directions. Which way right now? I'm more likely to say up, but who knows? Without conviction. Also, I'm taking a quick look. I love the company, though. I love the fact that it's ADPD and that the approach is to stop not only the beta amyloids associated with AD, but the alpha-synuclein protein associated with Parkinson's and one other toxic protein. I like the approach. Data in 2 months. I don't know. I mean, fundamentals I like a lot. The chart, I'm not so sure. What's your feeling here, Professor Omar?
It looks a lot like the chart we charted right at the beginning. What was that? I don't remember the name of that one. Yeah, I think probably it's gonna just take a long time before it goes back to the high. Personally, I don't like this kind of charts. I just don't like them because this is just a lot of speculation. Something that goes like 4 times and then it's not something you can count on.
It's the same basic idea because this is an experimental drug which may not do something, right?
Yeah.
Just like CVM, but the only thing is that this is a little bit more.
Exactly.
CVM is a lot more mature in terms of they have all the data and they have the lock. They're just waiting for the big news. This one is everybody's hanging on hope that something's going to happen. Something good's going to happen for Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
What I personally probably will do is nibble. I'll probably look to average it because I'm not in anymore. I got out, so I'm going to look to. I'll just buy a little at a time.
Well, Kamal thinks the gap's going to get filled.
Exactly. You wait for the gap.
I don't doubt it, Kamal. I don't doubt it. I wouldn't surprise me over time that it'll get.
I'm hoping Kamal's wrong for a change.
I mean,
he's usually not.
That is saying. That's how it looks to me. I can see how that's it for today. We did good.
Yeah, no, I think most of the people got what they wanted. A couple people got disappointed. But we could always take care of them next week.
Yeah, look, we're charting an awful lot. We're not getting paid overtime. Are we getting paid overtime? Always, this is constant investment advice. Please check with the advisor in anything we say, and give us a break. Give us 2 thumbs up if you can figure. Give us 2 thumbs up instead of 1. Subscribe. Make us happy. Adios, amigos. Thanks for joining us, Professor Omar. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, Professor.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Come on.
Have a good Memorial Day weekend.
You too. Thank you. Ciao.
Sean, man, everybody. Ciao. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.